Hello and welcome to part 6 of Alekhine Gregory. So we covered most of the possibilities after knight takes e4 on move 4, and let's examine bishop takes f7 in this video. After king f7, as you can see, white has two options. The same one, knight e4, or going for a premature attack with queen h5, which will be the topic of this video. It's a very interesting move. It's also a bad move, but let's see why it is a bad move and why it is interesting. So after g6, queen takes on e5 and attacks both our rook and our knight. And here, this position gave me difficulties because I missed a key resource for black. So first thing that I analyzed was a bad move, bishop g7, which is justified if white takes this knight, then he loses the queen and life is beautiful. But white doesn't need to take it immediately. He can first give the check, escape the e-file with his queen, and on the next move, if necessary, he can take the knight with his knight. So he just regains the piece, and I think he has an extra pawn, but also he has better king. Yeah, black king is not the safest king you have seen. The next move I analyzed was knight c3, and because I concluded that bishop g7 was bad, so I tried this move. And let's see, after queen takes rook, bishop g7 is not possible because queen is pinned. So first we give a check on e7. King has to move, and this really looks nice. After bishop g7, queen h7, we need to save the knight. So let's say knight e4. But I spent some time thinking about this position, and it was not really clear what happens after knight f3. Because now, as you can see by the arrows, white can play d3, kick our knight, and then he has ideas like knight g5, bishop h6, or bishop g5. Quickly, the rook can come to the e-file. If he needs to use the other rook, he can go h4, h5. So just two moves to activate the rook. And somehow, black's queen side is not developed. So I spent some time analyzing this position, and I couldn't figure it out. The more I analyzed, the more I liked white here. I haven't checked with the engine, but what I did check with the engine was a few moves back, and I will just show you what was the key position after queen e5. Yeah, that was the key position where engine helped me to see why this whole attack by white is not good. Because in this position, there is a simple move. You can try and find it. When you see it, it looks so simple. But I didn't see it. So the move is knight f6. So we just come back with the knight, save that extra piece, and at the same time we protect our rook because we've blocked the diagonal. So black is just a piece up for one pawn. But I didn't see this move. But you see, had I used the engine in this position from the first try, the engine would show me knight f6 and I would stop looking. But because I didn't use the engine, I used the engine the next day when I was trying to check stuff before the video. And even I didn't check all the stuff because some stuff was pretty understandable for me. But this position was something that I couldn't wrap my hand around. So had I used the engine in the beginning, I would just see knight f6 and say, oh, okay, this is not good. But because I didn't use the engine, I analyzed so many different variations, and first of all, I enjoyed it. Yeah, sometimes it was frustrating when you don't understand what's going on, but it is how you learn chess, by analyzing, by thinking about position, by trying different moves, trying to come up with attack and counter attack, defense, and so on. So this is the beauty of chess. If you just turn on the engine, you will have the answer, but you won't learn anything. Of course, you cannot memorize all the moves that the engine suggests. But if you think about the position, there is a chance that you will learn and improve your skill or skills, and the next time you play, you might have better chances to find good moves. Of course, not in the exact position, but just this experience might help you. All right, so this concludes part 6, and we can draw the definite conclusion that queen h5 check is not a good move after taking on f7. In the next video, we'll examine what happens if white pulls the brakes and doesn't follow up with queen h5. Thank you, and see you again.